Hello everyone. As promised, I'm here to share my research on what really caused coronavirus, what made it to spread so fast in the entire world, and why practically everybody on this planet is affected by it. So, I have spent a good few weeks trying to get this answer, and I have gone through a whole lot of material, whole lot of literature, whole lot of books, research papers and theories and so on and so forth, and this is what I have found. And when I found the real reason, it kind of astounded me that I kind of felt that oh, so this is the real reason which we have been all missing till now. And I'm sure once I reveal that reason, and before that I'll have to tell you what all I went through, what all I gathered in information and how I analyzed it. And when I tell you what really caused it, you will also be more than a little surprised, and I'm sure it will make you wonder how could you not see that what has caused this virus. So keep liking my videos, subscribe to my channel, and without much other things, I just get into the research. Now, I was really intrigued with 2-3 facts which are the questions with in everybody's mind. One is that viruses come and go, but what is it about this virus that it spread so quickly and it spread so far and wide? It covered the entire globe literally. So why should that happen? Because the human beings as a race has been surviving for so long, because illnesses don't happen all at once at the in the whole world, and that is why we are able to deal with it, but not with this virus. So that was one thing which was bothering me. Second thing was that how come there is a virus which doesn't differentiate between the weathers, the locations of the countries, the race of people, the DNA, and so on and so forth. At least we don't know very credible information that it does distinguish in a very significant way. So what could have caused that kind of virus? And another thing which was in my mind was that is there anything we can do at our own level to kind of make sure that this does not happen? What has been our contribution, if at all, to creating and having this calamity amongst us? So these are the questions I looked at, and I felt that there was a whole lot of research, starting from research which said that it originated from China, from the wet market, from their labs, and some theories also said that it is man-made and deliberate and so on and so forth. So while I just went through those theories, yes, definitely it originated from China. Nobody was really sure. I mean, these are all theories, but nobody could really tell with certainty that it came out of the wet market, or it came out of the lab, or it was man-made. So basically it is all conjecture at this point in time. But the fact remains that the virus is there and it has really spread all around the world. Now, another theory which I came across was that there was too much burden on the earth, and it was the nature's way of correcting things by telling us to slow down, to let us be indoors so that the nature gets time to repair. And it was kind of a natural correction course taken by the universe or the nature or the gods, whatever you call. And that theory is also there. Too much pollution, too much burden on the earth, too much exploitation of resources. So that theory also I went through to see how it could this sort of activities, how they can either create or give rise to a virus like this, which kind of disrupts everybody's life. So that was the second kind of theories I came across, and I studied them. Now coming to the third kind of theories, that as a human race we had become very callous towards how we kept our environment, how we kept our nature, how we kept our animals. And this was a sudden reaction to certain things, like if we are eating certain kind of animals, or if we are exploiting animals for research, like in this case it was said that since the research was done on bats and bats do carry this kind of viruses and it went out of control and so on and so forth. So it was another theory which I came across. Now the fourth theory which I came across and I felt a little sad with it was like it was natural occurring phenomena to reduce the population. I don't know, I don't think it could be like that, but of course the theory is there, so I examined that theory as well. And now what is the interesting thing in all the theories is that when I did my own research, the thinking, and I went into a lot of things, like I went into scientific papers, I went into papers which describe the human body, how it reacts to viruses. I went into things which were more investigative, like from where it came up, how it came up, and I got increasingly convinced that all these theories which we are talking about are only symptoms. They are not the root cause of the problem. To understand the root cause of the problem, we need to understand a little bit about what human beings are, what are we composed of. And if we look at it the way science also looks at it now, is that we are not just bodies, we are composed of innumerable cells and atoms, and we are basically an energy system. So we are a bunch of cells and molecules and atoms which is vibrating at a certain energy, a certain frequency, and that is why we have a form and we continuously interact with our ecosystem, with our environment. And that is the reality, as Albert Einstein also said, that energy is all there is to this universe. So everything is a form of energy, including the human body. Now what happens when such a virus comes and attacks, our energy systems are destroyed or compromised, and that is where the illness starts. So the illness does not really start from the physical body, it starts from your energy body, and that is why it is very important to understand that we are beyond our bodies also. Now to this I will bring in one more factor, that if we are an energy system, and of course the virus is also an energy system, everything around us is an energy system, then how come at this stage of development we have not found ways to kind of block the kind of impact the virus has on our energy system? What stops us from doing that? And it brought about some very interesting facts. And one of the fact was that we have limited ourselves to the 5 senses, you know, the listening, the talking, the seeing, the feeling, the touch sense, and that is why we have given up on thinking beyond it. And perhaps as I will prove in the video as we go into it, that is one of the biggest reasons why we were so unprepared to deal with a virus of this nature, and also how it happened. You know, it happened pretty fast before we could, you know, pull up our socks, and it was there all over the place. So because we ignored the fact that we are also an energy system. Now what does this imply? I'm going to say something very very rebellious maybe, or something very shocking to some people, but yes, we asked for it. We as a race, we as a population, the world population, we all asked for it, and that is how it happened. That is why it is all over the place. Now we all are familiar by now that if we really ask the universe for something and we repetitively go on asking, then one day it happens. And that is what exactly happened in this case. Now I'm sure you will be thinking, what is she talking about? I'm going to prove it in just a moment, that we actually, all of us collectively asked for it, and that is why we repeatedly asked for it, and then that's how it came. Now let me take you a few years back, maybe 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years max. There is a word which we have been incessantly using, and not only using, we all want to experience that word. We all want to have that word in our lives. And unfortunately, that word is viral. We want to go viral on social media. We want our posts to be viral. We want our tweets to be viral. And what does viral signify? Viral signifies that there is something which comes up, which you have created or somebody else has created, and people go on sharing, so that almost everybody gets it. So do you see the connection? How often we have been using the word viral, and basically we have asked for it. So many times it got repeated, and it is, there are, see the similarity between what we've been asking and what we are getting. Viral meant that it should be something which spreads quickly. It should be something which reaches every to everybody across the countries, across the borders. And it is something which should affect us, because anything which used to go viral or still goes viral on the social media is something which gives you, which affects you, it touches you in some way or the other. So these are the basic things which we have been wanting, that it should be very, very contagious, and that is what we got. So we have been using this word way too often and for way too long. Then there is another second word which we have been using quite consistently in the last 3-4 years at least, that is disruption. Everything, for every intelligent narrative, disruption had to figure, whether it's the office presentation or a conversation. Everybody wants a disruption of the kinds which restarts something or totally changes the face of something. And that is what we got. We got a complete disruption everywhere, not just in one country or two countries, because everywhere we were talking the same language, using the same words repeatedly, and we got the viral, we got the disruption. Now it is time, the law of attraction, we must understand that how it works. Simply by wanting something really badly and repeating that want, repeating those words, repeating those needs, it gets you. And so what is the lesson now? Are we looking at ourselves? What words are we using now? Where are we? What is the next thing we are asking for? And one of the words which I see a lot being used is crushing the internet, crushing this, crushing that, meaning that you have, killed it. And now, can you imagine if we also get something crushing, then where are we? And with the corona, we have also started using a word, a phrase rather, so often and so frequently. We also asking for that social distancing, without understanding or without realizing that it is actually the physical distancing for a temporary period of time what we are talking about. Social distancing, when we go on and on with it, it will become a reality. And can we deal with it? Can we, are we prepared for that now? And I feel very sorry to say that, and I feel sad also that this coronavirus thing has also thrown up a lot of negative things, negative words which we are continuously throwing to the universe. And I feel that we may just be wanting to, or subconsciously trying to attract all of it, and that may not be such a great thing. So one is social distancing, one is fear, deadly. How often are we using those terms? So think of yourself not just as a physical body, but also an energy system which is part of the whole universe. And when we bring into us the frequencies of viral, of disruption, then that's what we get, because it's just like FM radio or any other radio. If I'm tuned to a certain channel, if my frequencies are of a certain channel, that's what I'm going to get, and that's what I've got. So we should really be careful of the words we are using, and I feel that this is the time we should take a hard look and decide consciously all over the globe to use words like beautiful, natural, awesome, and a healthy living, better words, better health, better old age, rather than another very sad part of corona is we are talking of elderly as as if they are the ones who will definitely get it, and continuously talking in those terms, more vulnerable, more fragile, more this, instead of saying the more experienced, the more wise. Words and thoughts make a whole lot of difference. And in our energy systems, if we continuously push in thoughts and energies and frequencies like viral, this is what we are going to get. So it's high time we thought about the kind of terms we use. Are they negative? Are they positive? I mean, 20 years back, who would have said that, going viral, getting viral would be a very coveted thing? Nobody would have thought it. But somehow that term took on, and then look at it, what has happened. And the disruption, what could be more disruptive than this? So pay attention to that, and not just for your individual life. Think of the world as a whole, and just think with the internet how quickly things become popular and everybody starts using certain words. So don't use those thoughts, don't use those words. And my research says that actually this is the reason all this has come together to create what we wanted to have. It is all incidental, but the fact remains that as a collective population, collective psyche, collective bunch of energy beings, we were asking for it for too long. Do give me your response and comments on this video, and I'll be bringing you more videos of different types, motivational, happiness, and wherever I feel the research is required. So do keep liking and subscribing to my channel. I work very hard to do my research, to do my scripting. So give me a like, and I'm Coach Anupma saying bye-bye.